Anyway, so 6 hacks that make content ideas easy. And I run a home business, so there is some differences between looking professional. In a home business, you don't have to look professional. You can literally just sit in front of your camera, like I'm right here, you just start talking. Video is powerful, so you definitely want to make sure that you use video. And, well, there's the no trust factor, right? So as I go along here, if you have any questions, drop them below. I will be sure to check comments later and answer them. But I want to dive right into the content here, which is 6 hacks that make content ideas easy. And I remember when I first started how much I struggled with coming up with ideas. And as I learned, as I grew, it got easy. As a matter of fact, it got so easy that now I have a plethora of ideas. The only problem is scheduling the time to do them. Coming on and doing this for you, recording or doing a live, just taking the time out of our busy lives to create the content. The ideas actually get really easy as you go along. So I got 6 ways, and there's more. There's more. If you go around and collect ideas, I'll get into that. So number one, ideas are everywhere. Use tools. I'm reading my notes here because I do have some little bullet points that I want to make sure I cover. So use tools like Microsoft OneNote. I don't use that one as often. I use Google Docs or Google Keep more often. However, I do know some people who use OneNote, and it's pretty cool. So if you have a Microsoft 365 subscription or whatever, use OneNote to take notes whenever these ideas occur to you. And I don't know, I do know some content creators who actually remember when an idea pops up into their head. I don't. I get so distracted that I'll forget what the idea was. So make sure you get something to take notes with. We get all kinds of little I don't have it in my drawer here, or do I? Oh, we do always get these little notebooks at events that we go to, correct? So I fill those up with notes too. Sometimes I even have a dream journal where I write down ideas of businesses and stuff like that I'm just putting it away, that pop up. So you get these ideas that come to you especially after you've developed your mind a little bit out of the job mentality and start to use your entrepreneurial spirit, your creative spirit, and the ideas just flow. But you got to write them down when they come to you so that you can use them later when you have a chance. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm actually sitting down to work, the ideas aren't right there. They come to me at the oddest times. They come to me when I'm hiking, when I'm working out, when I'm in the shower, when I'm mowing the lawn. It's always at these inopportune moments when I do have my phone on me. So I will do these things. I will use Google Keep. I will ask Google to record an audio for me because there is an audio app on your phone. If you need help using that, just shoot me a note. Maybe I'll shoot you a little tutorial on how to use it. Maybe I already have one. I have a lot of tutorials on my YouTube channel. So there's audio notes, there's video notes. I've done that before too, where I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to put my camera on and record a video, and then I will have it recorded there. And then I'll listen to it later when I'm working on my content and use those ideas in my content, right? So Google Docs I use the most, because I can open them up on my phone. I can open up on my laptop. I can open them up on my desktop. Anywhere that I can log into Google Docs, I can access those notes and take more notes. And then they're always there in the cloud, so I don't have to worry about backing them up either. Google Keep is the same way. You can access that everywhere. Same with Microsoft OneNote, I already mentioned. Trello. Now, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and marketers that use Trello to organize their projects and their ideas and to share with their team. So that works really well too. You got to find what works for you. I even will email myself, or I will open up a draft email. This is kind of cool. If I open up Gmail right here and the drafts folder right here, I actually have 133 drafts. They all have little notes in them from when I'm listening to audiobooks, podcasts, when ideas strike me. So I might just take a note in there too and then transfer it to my other note-taking places. I have them all over the place. It's just important to keep track as those ideas come. So let's say you're not having ideas flow and you don't have anything to write down. Well, my first piece of advice there is to actually listen to more podcasts, read more books, work on your mind, work on your skills, because as you do those things, you will learn those things and then you have more content to share. So it's almost, I had a mentor, Diane Hockman, she's my favorite, who mentioned, I think in one of her Deep Abyss recordings, if you ever want to attend these, they're called something else now, but I can definitely get you in through the back door. Anyway, and I remember her saying something like about your cup overflowing, and it's because you fill it up. You fill it up before it overflows, right? Same goes with your mind and all the ideas and all of the content. If you fill it up, you keep learning and growing, it overflows, and you have to share it with people. You have to share it with the people that need to learn it, right? So that was only number 1. Are we going to make it in time? We'll see. I don't want to make this so long that you don't want to listen to any of it. But subscribe to my YouTube channel, because what I do with this content, and here's a super duper secret, is cut it up into sections and then I repost them. So if you like this first section, which will be the longest, then you can find it later on where it's just cut to that spot. Anyway, so that's my latest little secret, is I think they called it content stacking or live video stacking, right? So anyway, number 2, spam. You wouldn't think that, would ya? But the first time I heard it, I think it was from Ben Settle. He is a email marketer. And think about it. Spammers and hackers are really good at getting into people's inboxes and making them click, right? I'm not asking you to use clickbait. Clickbait, just so you know, clickbait is getting someone to click on it and then not offering them what they were promised. That's clickbait. It's manipulation and it's not cool. Not cool. You'll ruin your reputation that way. If you want to give people 6 hacks that make content ideas easy, then you give it to them, right? So go in your spam folder on your email. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to look spam and just look at the subject lines. So there's I have all kinds of spams in here, but they're all really good subject lines. There's subject lines that people open. That's the reason why they use them. So some of them are, but you can change it up, right? So do you want me to, here. The very first one says, increase your self-confidence in 3 days, ? You could use that, right? Increase your content ideas or increase your lead flow in 3 days or something like that. Whatever you increase, or how about decrease your weight in 3 days? Make sure it's a promise that they can keep. Maybe they lose 1 pound, right? Be realistic. And don't make promises that can't make promises for the people. However, you can promise the outcome a little bit and then on the inside explain to them that, well, this depends on what you are capable of doing and what you're willing to do, right? Oh, my battery's running low and my notes are going to disappear. So I'm going to bring them up over here before I lose my spot. So that was spam, right? Number 3 is headlines. So if you browse, here we go. I'm just going to, don't mind the interruption, right? So news headlines. If you go to the news websites or if you subscribe to a newspaper or something like that, check their headlines out and use those. I used, for example, 6 hacks that make content ideas easy came from another headline that I saw, and I just tweaked it to what I want to talk about or what I could talk about for you or what you wanted to hear, right? So that's that, news headlines. So number 4, I learned this one from Ray Higdon, magazine covers. Those copywriters are copywriters, right? They're professional copywriters, and those magazines pay them to make headlines for people to buy their magazines, right? So when you're at the grocery store checkout, you just go there and you take a picture of the covers of the magazines and you will have a list of headlines that you can use to talk about. We also call those hooks, right? Because they are things that get your interest to make you want to read those articles or buy that magazine or watch your video, right? Or read your blog post, whatever it is that you're using for content. So, magazine covers. Another one is Buzzfeed. I got that one from Rachel Pedersen. If you go to Buzzfeed, you can look at the most popular videos and scroll through what they're talking about and adapt those titles to your content. Again, same thing. We're doing the same thing. We're using hooks to get people to watch our videos, read our content, and get our message across. On YouTube, if you go over to YouTube, maybe I could share my screen probably for this one. But if you go over to YouTube and in the upper right-hand corner, well, search for your topic first. I don't know. Network marketing training. I'll just do that. So if I look for these, Ray Higdon comes up first, of course, and so does Fraser Brooks. But you can go over to their channels, or you can hit the filter in the upper right-hand corner and say sort by view count, so that you can have the ones with the most views at the top. And those you can adapt. Interesting. I don't like them until I scroll down a little bit. I liked back, I would go to, in this particular topic, I would go to their channel and look at what videos they have and the titles on their videos. That's better. If I go to Fraser Brooks, for example, ultimate brand strategy for network marketing success. I'm sure he's talking about branding yourself, which is another topic. If you want to hear about that, I can certainly talk on that because that's what I do. I got a bonus for you. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Copilot. These are all AI models. And as a matter of fact, I probably should also mention Meta. If you have it, I think it's rolled out to almost everybody now. But in Meta now, AI is right there. Ask AI. So you could use that. And literally, I'm going to bring up ChatGPT. If you have the professional version, you can save your chats. It's like $20 a month. Anyway, but okay, so I wanted to tell some gratitude stories here. So I said, hey, make a list of hooks for the most compelling and profound stories about gratitude. And it gave me a whole, honestly, I should have said make a list of 10 or make a list of 15 or whatever, but it did give me a list of 15. So I could actually write 15 different emails about each of these headlines that it gave me. So you can do that. You can ask ChatGPT to write video scripts for you. I also have it help me write blog posts for my clients. So you don't use it word for word. You can, but then you do have to give it a little bit of credit. Just say that it's written. And honestly, it's getting to where people can tell anyway. And the search engines are going to be able to tell too. It's going to say AI on it. That's coming. Everything that's been created by AI will be labeled AI, which is fine. It comes up with some really good stuff. You just got to be careful to, you know what? I'm going to stop right there because it's a whole nother topic. If you want to hear more about content creation with AI, I can get into that on another topic. Matter of fact, I'm going to write it down right now as an idea. So let's see. Asterisk, talk on content creation using AI. Speaking of that, I do have an AI mini course that if you want, you could just go, it's free. I didn't charge anything for it yet, but there's some data in there where I go over how to use AI to help you create content. I know I covered that and I used it for several different, and I listed examples and showed everything because I did a presentation on it. So I thought, well, I might as well make it something that you could use too. So if you want that, just drop AI in the comments and I'll be sure you get that. So going back to my 6 hacks, that was it. That was idea number 1, ideas are everywhere. Take notes. You can use subject lines from spam, headlines from news, headlines on magazine covers in the checkout line or wherever. Hey, I got another secret for you about magazine covers. If you go to World News, I think it's worldnews.com, their headlines are awesome. World News, I think it is. Let me look. It's in, nope. I'm not using the right word. What is it called? Oh, You know what? Subscribe to my email. I'll be sure I mention it in my email. I'll look it up later. I don't want to waste your time searching for whatever it is that I just thought of for you. See how that works? Ideas pop up and then it's like, wait, what? Buzzfeed and YouTube you can use for research. And you know what? I'll give you another bonus. Besides using AI as a bonus too, you could also go over to Amazon, look for best-selling books in your niche, and then use their table of contents to come up with ideas. Not stealing from them, but just using them to spark your own imagination, your own creativity to talk about what you can talk about forever. So there's that. 6 hacks that make content ideas easy.